Hello, my favorite girly pops. In today's video, you heard it here last in Fair Verona, where we lay our scene for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing. You definitely heard it here last, okay? So we're gonna talk about some Amberlynn Reid drama, her new video. It's an exciting time to be alive, girls. I feel like a girl of 2020 again. But before we get into it, I wanted to tell you something that I think is important and something that you should keep your attention on. Do you know when is the best time to pay attention to Amberlynn Reid's relationships? It's definitely not when they end, because when they break up, it's like inevitable and boring, and she tries to convince her audience that she broke up with the girl when we all know that she was dumped. So the breakups are boring. They're inevitable and they're a coming. That breakup is coming, but that's just my opinion. But let's just move on from that. The time that y'all should be paying attention to is whenever
Amberlynn did not shower.
Amberlynn Reid says that she's in a loving, romantic, healthy relationship. I've been around for a long time and I've been around a bunch of people through YouTube. And I have to say, like, it's pretty difficult to find disingenuous behavior. It's easy to find bad behavior, right? But disingenuous behavior, it's been hard because people are really simple. If you take a look at it, like their actions. What I mean by that is their actions are super simple and follow a certain like procedure. But some people's channels have so much disingenuous behavior that I feel it's got to be studied. My most entertaining, riveting YouTuber, Ambi. The reason that I love me some Amberlynn Reid is, of course, because she's just amazing with the length at which she will go to lie. So when her videos start off and like she starts talking about her relationships, of course, Tommy is asking her to come back immediately, and wifey wants to marry her, and there's a lot of chemistry between her and Beck. And Destiny didn't break up with me. My point here is this: she'll always tell you how amazing the relationship is. She'll always push the narrative, the fake false narrative that everything is amazing, right up until the very end of the breakup when she'll trash the woman before, during, and after. So pay close attention. Pay very, very, very close attention to when Amberlynn Reid is in a romantic, loving, monogamous relationship, like now, when she'll tell you how amazing that relationship is until the very end, and she'll be lying through her Kermits until the very end when you know, when the mask slips and she tells you that it was all, there was problems, it was all BS. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. Just pay attention to the way that she lays it on and how much of a narrative she's pushing that she's in finally that important romantic relationship when all of that is a lie. And it's no fun when the lie is revealed because we all know that the lie will be revealed. In my opinion, the real fun is now. Savor these moments, girls, because now is the time that she is lying to you. Ambi, you can say whatever you want, but we see how happy you are to be back home when you're in control and you could text whoever in perpetuity. Rinse, lather, delulu. So we're gonna get into all the drama, okay? But first, have you seen this Kermit that I have? Have you ever asked yourself, do I want to buy a Kermit? I see this person having Kermits, meaning me. Do I want to buy one? Well, now you can in my game show host voice. Somebody said they liked it, like one person. So that one is for you. If you would like to purchase a Kermit, this is my affiliate link. If you use it and you go there, it will be my affiliate link. Please let me know when the Kermit ships so I can be excited and happy for you. All right, everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only. Please do not take anything I say seriously. I'm sharing opinions, not facts, based on public information first made public by public figures. Please don't go to these people's channels and leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. Here are all the things that Amberlynn, in my opinion, is hiding about her relationship with Tommy. It's bad enough that you gave her a fake name and it's not even her name. Like, the fact that you hide people's names that you're dating says everything I need to know about your relationship. There's no way this is a genuine relationship if you can't even say her name out loud, okay? That's first of all. Second of all, so it is beyond palpable. You can feel it when you watch her videos that as soon as she is home in Oklahoma without her relationship, not living in Tommy's house, she is ecstatic and happy and herself. I have not seen her this happy and excited and just really just elated about life since she was in Oklahoma beforehand. Even when she was on her way home, she was in a good mood. I don't see her being in a good mood going there when mommy drove her, and I don't see her being there in a good mood at all. All the content she's posted was hysterical crying. She lost her cat there. She now is trying to tell us, oh, it's too cold. I can't go back until it's not that cold. Amberlynn would literally marry anyone and be with anyone in like the most coldest of conditions ever, if only she could be claimed publicly on the internet. The fact that she left, and I understand that people are saying, and I agree with that. That's what I think too, that it was not her choice. But her leaving and not even trying to come back in a month says everything I need to know about this relationship. Amber is very much so, in my opinion, all about trying to get married, trying to move in where she just comes and never leaves, and all about, being with her partner. She wants to be publicly claimed on the internet. The fact that she left, yes, it wasn't her choice in our opinions, but the fact that she doesn't even want to run back there and she is so much more happier, compare her videos in Oklahoma, even now, just cleaning out her fridge and enjoying life versus her videos at Tommy's house, you can't even compare them. Hysterical crying, losing her cat, miserable at Tommy's house, happy, doing things for herself, enjoying life in Oklahoma. That says to me there's something going on in the relationship that is not okay. At the end of the day, Amberlynn, you know the tea, which brings me to the second thing that she's hiding. I think that she is hiding the background of the relationship, meaning what is really going on. Recently, we talked about how Tommy was following a woman, following a few people. Then after Amberlynn heard people talking about it, went on the internet and said, I don't care about this. Amber made an Instagram story. I don't care about this.
I want to make something very clear. I do not care who my partner followed prior to being in a relationship with me.
Immediately, Tommy unfollowed these people. This is not regular behavior. I don't like social media, and I think that it meddles in people's relationships, but you know who mainly meddle in people's relationships? People themselves in those relationships.
Not shower.
So I just think that coupled with the fact that, Amber got into a relationship very fast after her own relationship. She was with Valentine 1 second, 2 weeks later, she was already with Tommy. Tommy had a previous partner as well. Very fast. These people are rushing into the relationship very fast. What is going on in the background? When eventually, when everything will be revealed, you'll come back to this video and you'll be like, well, yeah, there's just a level of shadiness going on in this relationship, in my opinion. And it's not even from Amber this time, which is shocking. It's just so obvious that Amber should not be with this person. Because you were with this person, your cat ran away and is probably either no longer with us or adopted by someone else. You'll never really know what's going on with your cat. You being with this person facilitated the ending of your relationship with Rarity, your beloved cat. If that isn't telling you why you should leave, then I don't know what else should, okay? Because at the end of the day, no matter how negligent she is, and she is super negligent, she hasn't lost, her 3 pets throughout all of these girlfriends that she had, but now she did. So she's hiding what's going on in the background of the relationship. And this next one is my favorite. A lot of people have said that Amber's new video is all for Tommy for certain reasons. And I don't disagree with that. Look, Tommy posted some photos on the internet that we discussed before that clearly allude to a certain situation. Deeper than that, this goes hand in hand with whoever Tommy was following that she now has unfollowed. The bottom line in the situation is that Amberlynn knows exactly why she's in this relationship. She knows the tea. She tries to pretend that, oh, preferences. This is not about preferences, which I respect preferences. It's not about preferences. This is a deeper issue that ultimately will lead to like the demise of your health journey, right? So that is the things that I think that she is hiding, but I'm going to leave it off on this. I think the main issue here is that when you see the relationship unfold in real time, and when you hear Amber talk about it, the one like gut feeling that I get is that she's hiding a lot. There's a lot that people already know, but she is massively hiding a lot of information. And by the time, as I said, that it gets to be too late when the information comes out, just remember, Amber, you lied all the way through this relationship because you were desperate to be claimed on the internet. Before we get into the bulk of her video, this whole vlog is about food. I wanted to say two things about the video that she posted. People always say that her content is mundane and that she never posts anything interesting. And I'm here to say that I think that every single thing that she posts has a meaning behind it. And what it is that because the content seems like there's nothing going on, and also because people continuously, like, I would say, like, people beyond underestimate her. And so that's why she's able to make so much money on YouTube. The number one way, if you want to make money on YouTube, have people underestimate you. Whenever I say that she did anything intelligent, or there's manipulation going on and she knows what she's doing, people always say, no, 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 it's much more simpler than that. She's just doing whatever. No. She's manipulated you into believing that her content is very basic. I'm going to give you two examples. In her new video, this vlog is about food. She says that people always accuse her of lying, but really, she just has a bad memory. So she forgets all the things that happened to her. It's just a bad memory. So here's my question. I'm not saying that sometimes people can't forget. They can sometimes forget due to various factors. But for her to say that most of the time she's forgetting and not lying is just a joke to me. Okay, I want you to tell us if you forgot that you were dating one woman and told us that you were dating two. So you were dating wifey. After you doxed her and her identity got out there, after you gave out her private information, you lied and said that you and wifey broke up and that you are dating a new local girl. And if my Kermit wasn't retired, he would determine that is a lie. My point here is this. Did you forget about that? You forgot that you were dating wifey, right? So you had to invent a different person. That's not memory problems. That's you being a pathological deceiver. Another question. When you were engaged to Beck, did you forget that you bought the rings? Because why did you go around saying that, Beck bought the rings? This is not an example of you having a bad memory problem. This is an example of you being a pathological deceiver. My point is, she says in this video, she like always tries to, I wouldn't say subliminally, but I would say she always tries to, in a manipulative way, try to reach that part of her audience that doesn't watch reaction channels or that isn't paying attention or has no idea who she is, and say, oh, people say I'm lying, but I'm not lying. I just have a bad memory. Why did you say that you were dating two different women, that there was one wifey and there was another girl, and then admitted that you were lying? That is not a memory problem. That is an example of deceiving your audience all the time. She doesn't have memory problems. She's just lying. Okay. Another thing, this is a small thing, but this is how she manipulates language, how she uses language very specifically to further her narrative. She says that she had to be there for the annual pest control situation type deal. Why not just say that you have roaches and mice? Just say it, girl. You live in an apartment building. My personal opinion is that for the most part, not everyone, but for the most part, when you live in an apartment building, the problem is you can control like the way that you clean up your apartment, but you can't control others. And, people leaving food out, whatever. It's inevitable. Why not just say that you sometimes have roaches and you sometimes have bugs and you sometimes have mice? Notice the word that she says. Oh, pest control. Why not just say that you, like a lot of other people, most people have bugs or have mice? You see how she uses the word pest control to try to use a euphemism, a phrase to mean something else where it sounds better? This is a great example of her using language to manipulate her narrative. She doesn't want you to fully know the tea, but she has to say why she's there. Amber, no one would use the word pest control except for you because you're trying to make it better than it is. Just say what it is, honey. And by the way, I'm very well aware of the way that she, continues to push a fake narrative. She would say that it's preventative. Prevent my Kermit, okay? I don't believe you. I want to talk about her new video titled This Whole Vlog is About Food. And in the video, like the title suggests, she says that she thinks she's been like poisoned by a mean olive or something. She shows off her grocery haul, right? And she shows all the food that she buys, and she's in very exuberant, very amazing spirits. Okay. I know that a lot of people talk about this all the time, and it's not that I disagree. It's just that that is not the main thing. People say that she creates these like, inappropriate thumbnails, which are, can be seen as something that is not necessary. Like, I don't see a lot of people making thumbnails like that, even people that have mukbang channels, but I digress. She makes these eating thumbnails and all this other stuff. People call it rage bait. Like, she does it so that people go and they go to her videos, and in order to be so upset by her thumbnails, they watch the videos and she makes extra money. Okay, I don't disagree with this. I think this is part of the situation. Has anyone seen her views? Like, her views are not what they even used to be. She's barely cracking 30,000 for a woman that has double the subscribers that I have. For example, she should be getting not the same type of views as me. She shouldn't be getting 20,000 views like I am, should be getting like 50, 80, right? How come you're not doing that? Because everybody's on to you. Okay. Plus, she doesn't tell anything truthful and she doesn't spill any real tea in her videos. So the only video that got any decent amount of views is anytime she says like Tommy rumors, she doesn't address any. And, like I lost my cat, she doesn't tell you the truth about that either. So the views are down. Is she doing rage bait? Yes, she is. But I would like to discuss something that I don't hear a lot of people talk about. Basically, Amberlynn's video, this whole vlog is about food, and all subsequent videos that came before that and will come after that feature a lot of eating and food are done so for the sole purpose, in my opinion, but I'm 100 on this, of her writing things off on her taxes by pretending that she is a food vlogger and a food channel. Now, right off the bat, I just like to say I find this incredibly wrong, and here's why. It's okay if she's really a food channel and her whole channel is about food and she just likes to make videos about food. That's fine. What I find incredibly, incredibly disingenuous is her coming onto her channel and saying, I don't have a food channel. I have this like health journey I'm on, and how dare somebody send me cake and bread for Easter and wishes them ill will, right? And says that she doesn't have a food channel, but yet writes off on her taxes, in my opinion, thousands of dollars on the food that she buys. And I guarantee you, on her taxes, says that she is a food vlogger and a food reviewer. Listen, either you have a food channel and you are then writing things off on your taxes, which I guarantee you she's doing, or you're going to come on your channel like you did. If you all think that I forgot about that, I didn't. It is wrong to come onto your channel and blatantly lie that you don't have a food channel, right? Supposedly, and say that you're on a health journey, and how dare somebody sends you cake and bread. You're probably just mad that you couldn't write their cake and, bread off on your taxes because it's a gift. At the end of the day, it can't be both. Either she's a food channel writing off her food, right? A food vlogger, a food reviewer. That's why she titles her videos, pay attention, taste test, so she can say she's a food reviewer, okay? And it's part of her job, so she can write it off on her taxes. Either you're that person, or you're the person that comes on the internet and says, don't send me cake and bread. I'm not a food channel, and wish them ill will, and they could be really hot in a room with the president. Make it make sense. See, she wants it to be both. She wants to utilize this to her benefit so she doesn't have to pay as many taxes, and she wants to trash people for sending her food. It's either all okay or none of it is okay. The answer is, in my opinion, really simple. She's neither. She's whatever she needs to be to write things off on her taxes. Now, before we get into this, if you want to really do a deep dive, you can do a deep dive. But for me, this is how I feel like. Is she legally self-employed? Yes. Is she allowed to lawfully and legally write off her business expenses? 100%. And I will always champion her right to do so. Just like anyone that is self-employed legally, they are allowed to write off their business expenses. You would buy this food anyways, and therefore it is not a business expense, especially since you are not a food vlogger. You've already explained that to us. You're not allowed to do mukbangs, by the way, on her channel, because she could get her whole channel deleted. And eating a whole rotisserie chicken got her channel into trouble. She got videos like this removed. So she's like in this limbo state where she wants to write this off, but she knows that she can't, but she's doing it anyways. That's my opinion. And if you want more information on this, I am very well aware that you are only allowed to write things off on your taxes that you use for your business. I don't think she should be writing this stuff off because, again, like I said a minute ago, she'd be buying groceries anyways. If you want more proof on what she's doing, in my opinion, my theories, She continuously gets criticized, and I've said this many times before. She's continuously criticized about the food that she buys and shows, right? For example, I can give you an example where I just want to be clear. I don't care what she eats and what she buys. I never talk about it. I never criticize what she eats and what she buys because I don't care. But I know that her audience, for example, is going to have a problem with her buying boiled eggs. They will say, why don't you just boil your eggs yourself? So why would a person, this is just an easy example, why would a person who continuously gets criticized for the food that they eat and purchase continuously put that on their channel in order to get criticized when she really doesn't like the comments? Because she's forced to in her mind, because it's the only thing that she could write off. Look, when you are self-employed and when you have your own business, I don't think that she doesn't, I doubt she has an LLC. But like, she is self-employed legally. So what is she really going to write off? Okay, she's going to write off her office because she used to, remember when she was living with wifey, she was saying that they had an office. Yeah, and I have only one Kermit. Yeah, right. Please, in order to have an office, you have to actually conduct, work. But why should that bother us, girls? I feel like a girl of 2020 again. Anyways, so whatever. She's gonna write off her phone. She's gonna write off her electricity bill, and then what else is she gonna write off? It's gotta be the food. She's lying and pretending that she, in my opinion, is a food reviewer and vlogger. That's why she names it Taste Test. That's why she films her grocery hauls, because she has nothing else to write off. And like I said, if you wouldn't go and wish people ill will for sending you food, I probably wouldn't have brought it up as much, because you want to get the benefits out of this and still trash people for sending you food. Make it make sense. Oh, wait, I forgot. My most favorite, my most entertaining, riveting YouTuber, this is why I love me some Amberlynn Reid, said that she opened up a P.O. box when she had one and people sent her this because she was trying to do something nice for us. Thanks, Amber. Other really vital things that I would be concerned with if I was looking at this situation as a viewer is, why did she completely stop talking about her taxes? I know I've mentioned this before, but it's important. She always talked about, oh, taxes wipe me out. Oh, I have to go do my taxes. She would show herself going to do her taxes. She completely stopped talking about doing her taxes once I started to talk about it, which is suspicious. Nobody really talks about it. I haven't seen, like, sometimes channels that make videos about her will say something like, oh, yeah, she's for her taxes, but they don't go in depth with it. As soon as they started talking about it, she completely stopped mentioning going to do her taxes. Not because she stopped, like, sometimes there's like misconceptions that she doesn't do her taxes. Oh, she does them. She just doesn't talk about it anymore. Amber, how come you never mention anything I say about this? Because I'm on to her. I know exactly what she's doing. On top of this, I think the most suspicious thing that she has ever said in her life is, and I've said this before, and it bears repeating, it's important to understand why she does these food videos. It's not just rage bait. She needs something to write off on her taxes. That's the main point. The most suspicious thing she's ever said is, okay, I'm moving from, Kentucky to Oklahoma, and the first person I thought of was my accountant. Not in any world that is possible would my accountant be the first or even the seventh or even at all on my mind when I would be moving. You just get a different doctor, you get a different accountant, you go to different coffee shops. You understand what I'm saying? When you move states, it is outrageous to think that you're going to keep your accountant. And even if you do want to keep your accountant, why would this person be the first person that you think of? She said he was the first person that I thought of. If that doesn't explain to you what's going on, obviously she has a very good relationship with her accountant, and this accountant is somebody that she wants to keep in her life because the train keeps rolling, baby. Okay, she just keeps writing things off, and you understand there's obvious consequences to writing off things that are inappropriate, but I just don't think anybody has checked, in my opinion. And by the way, I'm not saying any of this, I want to be very, very clear to, like, point the finger at her or be like, hey, what you're doing is wrong, because again, I don't care. Here's what matters to me. If this woman is going to go on the internet and wish ill will onto her followers and say, how dare you send me cake and bread? I'm not a food channel. I'm a health journey channel. And my channel's got nothing to do with food. And then perpetuates, all of her orders from Uber Eats, shows everything that she's eating. Even on her, 20-hour drive with Tommy back to, Oklahoma, the thumbnail is food, shows what she's getting at the rest stops. because she needs to write it off on her taxes. So just say that and stop trashing people for sending you cake and bread. Like I said, it's either all okay or none of it is okay. She can write off whatever she needs to write off for her channel that she uses for her business lawfully. But to continuously trash people, God forbid somebody talks, and this is another thing that I find disingenuous. I never judge her for her food or anything superficial because, again, I don't care. I judge people on their actions. What I find wrong is when she gets upset that other channels and other people talk about what she's eating, talk about whatever, but she makes TikToks that she makes her own TikToks that make fun of her. She makes fun of herself, and that's okay, but it's not okay for the other channels to say anything about what you're putting out publicly. I think people need to be judged solely on character, not superficial things. But she shouldn't get to profit off of continuously pushing this narrative, but no one else is allowed to talk about food. No one else is allowed to talk about what she's showing on her channel. That isn't fair, okay? She is the only one that wants to profit from this. And when other people choose to profit from it, she has a problem with it. If I were you, I would just stop your behavior on YouTube, because if you're going around and you're telling people that you are a food vlogger, honey, there's proof that you're not. Rinse, lather, delulu. Anyways, I wish my favorite YouTuber, Amberlynn, all the best. Please never stop being so entertaining and riveting. You're just amazing. Thoughts, comments, questions, please leave them in the dislikes down below. Any thoughts about this video? Let me know. Here's a video that is similar on this topic. It's going to pop up here. Go and check that one out. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.